If you ever wanted to have your own Salesforce assistant that is able to read your deals and automate actions on them, then keep watching this, because in this video, I'm going to show you an easy way to connect your Salesforce account to Claude Code so you can interact with all your data in Salesforce without having to open the website. I will also show you how to use this connection to do things like list opportunities that meet certain criteria, update fields on records, create new records, and lots more. Let's get straight into it. Now, before I jump into the actual implementation, I want to take a second here to give you a high-level overview of how I'm planning on connecting Claude Code to Salesforce, because there are many different ways to approach this, but my preferred way of integration is through the Salesforce CLI. Now, you can think of a CLI as a package of code that we download from a developer's website, in this case, Salesforce, and within this package of code, we have what we call CLI commands. Now, CLI commands are small snippets of code that each automate an action on the Salesforce website. So there's a CLI command for creating a new record. There's a CLI command for reading a record, reading the data from a record, one for updating a record, one for deleting a record, and so on and so on. And the cool thing is that AI assistants like Claude Code are really good at both finding the right command, but then also executing the right command based on instructions that you give them, right? So this is my preferred way of integration. I find it very simple, and it's actually becoming, I would say, like a trend amongst people who integrate AI assistants with different software platforms. So yeah, I just wanted to give you this high-level overview, and with that said, we're now going to jump into the actual setup. Now, the first thing that I did here is I asked Claude to install the Salesforce CLI in this project. I enabled a more intelligent model, Opus 4.8, just to give it a little bit more power to ensure that it does it correctly. And yeah, it just went ahead and did that. I enabled auto mode, so it doesn't need to ask me a bunch of questions that I'm always replying yes to anyway. So yeah, it went ahead and pulled the Salesforce CLI from the web, and it installed it in this project. Now, once the CLI was installed, then the next step was to authenticate the CLI to my Salesforce account. So I told it that this is what I want to do, and it opened up a login portal where I entered my username and password, and just by that, just like that, the CLI was authenticated. Now, please make a note here that I'm using a Salesforce development instance, but this also works with a production account. So now that the authentication was in place, the CLI was ready to be used. So it asked me what it is that I want to do. And I said, as a test, let's list out some opportunities. So it found the right CLI command to execute, and it got me information about my opportunities. It said that I have 32 records. It pointed out the largest deal, the largest open deal, the newest deal. And what I did next is I asked it to get me the account with the largest opportunity in terms of deal size. So it did some querying again, and it found me the information about United Oil refinery generators, the amount of the deal, the stage of the deal, and the close date. Then I asked it to get me a list of close lost deals, which it didn't find any for. Then I asked it to get me deals that are still open but are closest to being closed. And it successfully did some interpretation here and figured out which deals were in negotiation or in the review stage and which were at the proposal stage, and it pointed those out for me, which I think is correct because these are the closest to being done. And it also flagged that these open deals have close dates that are in the past, right? So the sales rep did not update the close dates to be in the future. So what I did is I asked it to remove the close dates from deals that are still active, but it pointed out that Salesforce, the Salesforce data structure does not permit it to do that. You cannot have an opportunity with a close date equal to null. So the plan that I came up with was to create a set of rules with offsets of the current date based on the stage that the deal was in. So if the deal is in negotiation, then the offset that will be applied to the close date is 30 days from the current date, right? So it used these rules here to go ahead and update those close dates. So this way I confirmed that I could update records with the CLI, and I went ahead and asked it to give me a list of all the records it updated just to confirm that everything looks good. And then I wanted to test its ability to create an opportunity. So what I did is I found an account that I wanted to create an opportunity on. I saw that this account already had 5 other opportunities related to generators, which, I mean, by the way, this is all like sample data that comes with the development account. I have no idea what these products are or these services are, but I saw that it was for a hotel, and like we were offering like some kind of generators. So I said that a product or a service that makes sense to sell next is maintenance, right? So I told it to create an opportunity for Grand Hotels and Resorts for generator maintenance, just to see if it has the if it's able to correctly create an opportunity record using the CLI. So it went ahead and did that. It created the opportunity for me. Then I noticed that the opportunity was actually missing an amount here. So just for fun, I asked it to calculate, figure out what is an appropriate amount to charge for maintenance based on the value of the previous or the amounts of the previous opportunities related to this account. So, I know this is a terrible way to come up with pricing, but yeah, it did some calculations here. It did some research and said that based on the industry rule of thumb of generator maintenance contracts, it has to be 10 to 20% of installed equipment value annually, which I have no clue if that's correct or not. But yeah, it calculated the amount to be 100,000, and then I went ahead and told it to update it on the opportunity. Just testing if it can follow my instructions and perform the updates, perform the creations that I asked it to, which it did very well. So this was a successful experiment, and with this, I think now I have a fully functional interface to interact with Salesforce through Claude Code. So this is it for this video. I hope that you managed to successfully integrate Claude to your Salesforce account. Now this connection unlocks many possibilities for automation, and I'm already planning on recording more videos to show you some examples. So if you're interested in this content, subscribe to the channel to be notified when a new video is published. And also let me know in the comments below if you have any questions or suggestions on videos that you would like to see next. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.